Hey everybody, welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're looking at something pretty amazing. We've got all these stories about angels from all kinds of Catholic sources online.
Yeah, I love it. It's so inspiring, right?
Yeah, personal testimonies.
Mm-hmm.
We've even got a magazine article.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try to figure out all the amazing ways that angels work in our lives.
Absolutely.
I'm especially kind of interested in the guardian angel stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea that each of us has this personal protector.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's comforting, that
Yeah.
even when we feel alone, we have this divine companion at our side.
Yeah, yeah.
And all these different stories, they offer us a glimpse into that world,
Yeah.
that unseen world of angelic intervention.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting to me, at least, just from looking at this stuff,
Yeah.
is how these experiences go from these dramatic, almost biblical events,
Right.
to subtle everyday occurrences.
Yeah, totally. Like Sue Coffey's story in Guidepost magazine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her son Matt is attacked in college.
Oh, gosh.
And hundreds of miles away, Sue is jolted awake by this scream.
No way.
At the exact moment of the attack.
Wow, that's chilling.
It's chilling, right?
Yeah.
But here's the intriguing part.
Okay.
Matt has no memory of how he was suddenly moved away from his attackers.
Really?
Unharmed.
Oh, wow.
So how do you explain that?
Well, it makes you wonder, can guardian angels act that quickly?
Yeah.
Across vast distances?
Yeah.
It's almost like a spiritual teleportation or something,
Yeah.
Responding to need in a way that defies our understanding of time and space.
But couldn't skeptics say that was just a coincidence?
Well,
Or maybe Matt just instinctively moved and he doesn't remember.
right.
How do we know it was angels?
I mean, that's the challenge with these stories, isn't it? Trying
Yeah.
to figure out where coincidence ends and divine intervention begins. But, for people who believe these accounts, they resonate on a deeper level, Yeah. A confirmation of a faith already held. But even for skeptics, I think these stories,
Yeah.
they might spark some curiosity about
Yeah.
the possibilities beyond our immediate perception.
Yeah.
Kind of.
For sure. Okay, let's dig into that subtle intervention idea a little more.
Okay.
We've got melchizedeklearning.com,
Yeah.
a site with tons of personal testimonies.
Right.
One that stood out to me was Ann Clark's experience.
Okay.
She was caring for her sick husband, and she sees this winged figure radiating love and peace.
Wow.
And it's not a physical healing for her husband, but more of an emotional one for Anne.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're saying that maybe angelic help isn't always about,
Yeah.
these big rescues or physical interventions.
Right.
Sometimes it's just about providing comfort, strength, or guidance during, tough times,
Yeah.
emotional or spiritual trials.
Yeah.
Maybe meeting a need we haven't even put into words yet.
Right, exactly. And speaking of meeting needs, there's that story of Patricia and her dog, Copper.
Oh, yeah, Copper.
Copper breaks his leg, and he's in agony.
Oh, poor guy.
And Patricia prays for healing.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that she believes Copper's need to run away was healed,
Oh, wow.
which ultimately eased his pain.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
It really challenges our assumptions about what healing is all about.
Right.
Is it always just fixing the physical problem?
Yeah.
Or can it go deeper than that, addressing emotional or even spiritual needs?
Yeah.
Patricia's experience suggests that maybe it's the latter.
Right.
It begs the question, can angels see and address those underlying anxieties
Wow.
that we might not even be aware of?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and look at opusangelorum.org. Their stories show angels working more subtly behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like Dr. Brown, a priest, gets a late-night house call,
Yeah.
but finds out nobody called for him. Weeks later, he learns that a guy was going to rob and kill him that night,
What?
but was scared off by a powerful young man that Dr. Brown never saw.
Wow. That is so interesting.
Right.
That's what gets me about these accounts.
Yeah.
Sometimes angelic presence isn't a big spectacle.
Right.
It's just a bunch of lucky events.
Yeah.
A wrong number that saves a life.
Yeah.
An unexpected delay that stops a disaster.
Yeah.
It makes you rethink those close calls,
Yeah.
those moments of luck.
Yeah.
Could there be something more going on than we realize?
Yeah, but come on, some people might say it's confirmation bias.
Right.
People see angels and everything.
Right?
How do we know it's not our minds connecting dots that aren't there?
I mean, that's a good point. And it shows that we need to be discerning even in our faith.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the most valuable thing we can take away from this, regardless of what you believe about the supernatural, is the reminder to be more observant.
Yeah.
You know, these stories, they invite us to pay attention to those seemingly small moments, those coincidences that shape our lives.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, there's a bit of angelic orchestration going on behind the scenes.
Exactly. You never know.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's an invitation to, to see the world with a little more wonder.
Yeah.
To consider the possibility of divine intervention in the everyday,
Yeah.
Speaking of everyday events, CatholicExorcism.org has some interesting stories about angels using ordinary things to guide and protect.
Oh, yeah. Like that woman who was woken up by her blinds flapping like crazy.
Yeah. What was that about?
It turns out her dryer was on fire.
Oh, no.
And it was about to explode.
Wow.
If not for that random gust of wind.
So it's like angels are these master improvisers using whatever's around to get our attention.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, right? Are they constantly working within our lives?
Right.
Using ordinary events to keep us safe or to guide us, toward a specific path.
Okay, but wouldn't that mean they're micromanaging everything?
Well,
doesn't that clash with free will?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And it brings us to a really important point about angelic intervention.
Okay.
Respect for free will.
Mm-hmm.
We see this in Winston's story from MelchizedLearning.com.
Oh, yeah.
He was on his way to commit a crime when this man and woman show up.
Oh.
They just tell him to go home.
Right.
No force, no drama, just a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Interesting. So they're not controlling us like puppets.
Right.
They're more like guides offering a path but letting us choose.
Exactly. It's a reminder that, we have to use our free will wisely.
Right.
To align our choices with God's will.
Yeah.
So our guardian angels can work more effectively in our lives.
It's like a partnership.
It is a partnership.
Yeah, between our efforts and God's grace.
Absolutely.
This brings us to another theme from these stories, the power of prayer, especially when we call on angels.
Yeah, you're right.
We see all these people facing danger, and they call out to their guardian angels.
Yeah.
Or St. Michael.
Right.
And often with amazing results.
It's power.
Like that Marine in Korea, pinned down by enemy fire.
Oh, yeah.
Outnumbered, outgunned.
Totally.
He cries out to St. Michael. And what happens next is unbelievable.
Yeah, what happened?
This giant Marine appears next to him, calls himself Michael.
Whoa.
And starts reciting the prayer to St. Michael that the Marine's mother taught him.
No way.
Then, even though he's completely exposed, he sees Michael repel the enemy attack. With a supernatural sword.
A supernatural sword, come on.
I know, that's where I start to have trouble believing it.
Right.
Even though I believe in angels, are we really talking about physical beings here?
Right.
Or is it more about the strength that faith gives us?
I mean, it's a question theologians have been debating for centuries.
Yeah.
How literally should we take these stories? Do angels appear in our world?
Yeah.
Or are these experiences symbolic?
Right.
Showing us a deeper spiritual truth.
It's like the stories are pushing us to think about what's possible.
Yeah.
To consider that maybe the lines between the physical and spiritual are blurrier than we think.
Maybe. And it speaks to the mystery of faith.
Yeah.
The idea that we can't fully understand these things with our limited human minds.
Right.
But we can, reflect on these stories.
Yeah.
Think about what they mean.
Yeah.
Let them deepen our relationship with God.
Okay, so whether or not we take every detail literally,
right.
The takeaway is that calling on angels, especially St. Michael, can bring us comfort.
Absolutely.
And even empower us in tough situations.
It's about tapping into that spiritual strength, that connection to the divine that gives us courage, resilience, and hope, even when things seem impossible.
This makes me wonder, do you think people who have these amazing encounters already have a strong faith?
Oh, that's a good question. A deep connection with God, which allows them to experience angelic intervention on a deeper level.
Right. Maybe that's why we don't see these things as often.
It's an interesting thought. It raises the question, does the strength of our faith, our openness to the spiritual world, affect our ability to see these more obvious forms of angelic intervention?
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is. It is.
And it brings us back to that idea that our relationship with our guardian angels is a two-way street.
Absolutely.
It's not just them protecting us.
Right.
It's about us nurturing that connection.
Yeah.
Opening ourselves to their guidance and seeking their help through prayer.
That's beautifully put.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration, you know?
Yeah.
A dance between heaven and earth.
I like that.
And we're invited to participate.
Yeah.
To open our hearts to the possibilities.
Yeah.
And trust that our guardian angels are always there.
Right.
Guiding and protecting us. Leading us toward God's love.
It's like we can start to see their fingerprints.
Yeah.
You know, on the events of our lives.
Yeah.
Those little touches, those gentle nudges that we might have thought were just random.
Yeah, and the more we practice recognizing those signs, the more aware we become of their presence.
Right.
And our lives become so much richer for it.
Yeah.
It's like opening a door to a whole new reality, one that's been there all along.
Yeah.
But we're finally able to see it.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like these stories are waking us up to the fact that we're not alone.
Right.
You know, we have these amazing companions.
Yeah.
These powerful allies. They're cheering us on, guiding us and catching us when we fall.
Absolutely. It's a message of hope and reassurance.
Yeah.
That even in a world that feels so chaotic, there's this divine love always working for our good.
Yeah.
And it's a love that's expressed through these angels who are so attuned to our needs, dedicated to our well-being.
Yeah. It makes you want to talk to your guardian angel right now.
I know, right?
Just to say thank you for always being there and to ask for their guidance and maybe even share a laugh, you know, about all the times they probably saved us from making dumb decisions.
It reminds us that our relationship with our guardian angels, it can be so personal.
Yeah.
So intimate if we choose to make it that way.
Yeah.
They're not judging us from afar.
Right.
They're right here with us.
Yeah.
Walking beside us every step of the way, rejoicing with us when we succeed.
Yeah.
Comforting us when we're sad.
Right.
And always pointing us back to God's love.
Wow. This has been such an incredible journey.
It has.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so inspired.
Me too.
Just filled with wonder.
It's a reminder that the world is more magical.
Yeah.
More mysterious and more loving than we often realize.
It makes you realize that we're surrounded by miracles.
Absolutely.
Big and small. We just have to open our eyes and see them. And maybe our own angel story is still being written.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. You know, just waiting for us to embrace the possibility and step into a life filled with faith and wonder.
Yes.
And the constant companionship of our guardian angels.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thought to end on.
Yeah.
May you all listening be blessed with that renewed sense of wonder.
Yeah.
A deeper connection to your guardian angel. And the unwavering assurance that you were loved.
Yes.
Protected and guided every step of the way.
Until next time, may your journeys be filled with the light and love of God's grace.